What's up, basketball fans? Welcome to the Ratch Report. It's time to talk about the Toronto Raptors because there has been a potential Bruce Brown trade deal discussed amongst a new team. This was a mystery team that really came out of nowhere, and I will be breaking the details down of that in today's video, as well as discussing some of the other trade rumors related to the Toronto Raptors. So if you're ready to watch, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, this was being reported by Basketball on X that the Jazz have discussed a framework with the Raptors that would bring Brown to Utah in return for Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji. This was according to Jake L. Fisher. Draft capital could be part of that conversation, remains to be seen. Now, the biggest question you have to ask yourself here before we even get to the trade discussions or a potential trade between the two teams is why would a team like the Utah Jazz want to trade someone like an Ochai Agbaji, who's on a really good contract? He's only 23 years old, so you've got to question someone like Danny Ainge's motive. We know a lot of teams are interested in Kelly Olynyk, so could this be a possible tactic in trade talks that maybe that teams aren't willing to give up possibly what Danny Ainge is seeking? And perhaps from a Jazz point of view, why would they want to take on Bruce Brown's contract? He's, 27 years old. The Jazz, although they're playing really well this season, they're not trying to win the championship. So why would they want to take on a contract like his and in return give up a young player? So you've got to definitely question Danny Ainge's motives. But from a Raptors point of view, this would be an excellent get. I mean, Kelly Olynyk is an amazing player. I'll talk about him in just a second, but Ochai Agbaji. So I want to quickly take a look at the Jazz's salary cap situation here, and you've got to understand that this obviously saves the Raptors a little bit of money. You see Kelly Olynyk, 32 years old, making $12.1 million. He's heading into free agency, and then you got someone like Ochai, who's on a really good contract, 23 years old, again, only making $4.1 million. So in total, that equates to about $16.2 million, and Bruce Brown is making about $22 million. So you look at this from a Raptors point of view, and you're, absolutely excited. Now, I do want to quickly say that he did say there could be draft compensation from who? I don't know. If the Jazz are giving up a second-round pick, that would be great for the Raptors. If the Raptors, however, are giving up any sort of picks, even if it's a second-round pick, I don't think that's a great idea for a team that is in the Raptors position that has given up so many first-round picks, second-round picks in the past, in the last 3-4 years. This is not a great idea. Now, in terms of Ochai, I do want to touch on him real quick here because he is a very intriguing player. Now, taking a look at Ochai's stats here overall, he's had a roller coaster of a couple of seasons, a year and a half in the NBA. His rookie season started out great, 20 minutes per game. Shot the three-point ball respectable as a rookie. I wouldn't say great. Free throw percentage was great at 81%. And also 7.9 points in 20 minutes as a rookie isn't bad. However, this season, 19 minutes, his points have gone down 5.4 points. His field goal has gone down to 42.6%, a little bit. And in terms of his three-point shot, that's taken a little bit of a dip as well. But he's also taking less threes. So naturally, you should be hitting your threes at a higher rate if you're taking less threes. But even in terms of field goal attempts and his minutes. So you've got to question what is going on with Ochai. Has he just fallen out of rotation? Is there potentially something that the Jazz see that don't really intrigue them about Ochai? Again, I do want to remind people, I'm very excited if a deal like this would happen from a Raptors point of view, but you've also got to be really cautious. Remember when Precious got traded to the Toronto Raptors? We've all got super excited, and when we realized Precious's weakness, then we ultimately realized that he definitely has his limitations. Although he was this young player, that we were super excited about, has amazing athleticism. We have to proceed with caution. And I'm not saying you can't get excited, but Ochai is a really good player. But you've got to question Danny Ainge, of all people. He does not give up bad deals. He's one that gets the best deals done. For Masai Ujiri, and as much criticism he receives from other fan bases, even in his own fan base, about how much his asking price is, Danny Ainge is that much worse. So it really makes you question what his motives are behind this deal. I mean, is he planning on keeping Bruce Brown until next season, potentially flipping him for something more? Who knows? Who knows? So it'll be interesting. But in terms of Ochai, I quickly do want to touch upon him just one more time here. I didn't talk about his age, or I did quickly touch upon his age. He's only 23 years old. But he's a shooting guard, 6'5", 215 pounds, good frame. He's also got a 6'10" wingspan, which is amazing. He's also a super athletic guard, which is something the Raptors need. For 6'5", when you talk about guys that are 6'5", you look at Gary Trent Jr. He plays much smaller than his size, and although he can dunk, he doesn't soar in for massive dunks, and Ochai does exactly that. He's someone that can make good reads off defenses on the offensive side. He gets these cuts behind players when they're not paying attention, and super athletic player that you can easily throw the ball up for alley hoops for. So again, really, really nice get if the Raptors do get him. but you definitely got to question a little bit of motive from Danny Ainge's side. Let's quickly talk about Kelly Olynyk before we move on to other trade rumors here. Now, Kelly Olynyk, this was a player that a lot of Raptors fans want, 6'11", 240 pounds. He's 32 years old, so yes, he doesn't exactly fit their timeline. But the reason the Raptors acquire someone like a Kelly Olynyk is because if you do draft a center in, let's say, this year's draft class, centers will take some time to develop. So in the meantime, you have Kelly as a backup center. He's a little bit bigger than Jonte Porter, for those who may suggest. So I think him and Jonte can realistically play together. I'll get to that in just a moment. But just to quickly touch upon his statistics and why he's such an intriguing player for the Raptors, three-point percentage is the main reason. A floor spacing big in today's NBA is a luxury to have, and someone like a Kelly would be excellent. He's a smart player on defense. I wouldn't say he's an amazing defender, but he's a smart defender. He's got limitations to his game, but he plays within his game. A great role player, and the Raptors haven't had a good role player in quite some time. Again, three-point percentage this season, 42% on only 1.7 attempts per game. But the last few seasons, he shot, 3 attempts, and he's been shooting respectable 39%, 33% the previous season. Isn't that great? But he's slowly improving. So, again, a good free throw shooter, which is excellent for the Raptors because obviously, Jakob can't shoot his free throws. So you can play Kelly in late game situations. In terms of rebounding, he's a decent rebounder, but look at that assist column. And this goes exactly hand in hand with what the Raptors are doing is moving the ball. Kelly is an excellent passer for a big man, and he's averaging 8.1 points per game this season. So again, I do want to quickly touch upon the fact that he could give the Raptors a different type of center. Again, this isn't a shot at Jonte. I feel like Jonte's more fitted at the power forward position, and 6'11" Kelly Olynyk does provide a little bit more size than Jonte, and they can realistically play together. So the Raptors could potentially have a bench of Kelly Olynyk, Jonte Porter, Ochaya. Then you got Grady Dick, and for the time being, Dennis. So it could be a very fascinating bench for the Raptors. They haven't had quite a while since they've had good role players in terms of coming off the bench, but also just when you think of floor spacing bigs, Kelly would be excellent. And it's a good insurance for Jakob Poeltl as well, and it gives you a different type of centers to play in different types of matchups. So again, although he's a free agent, the Raptors will definitely have first dibs at trying to re-sign him for at least 2 years. Give him a 2-year window. He can be a serviceable big, and he's a great floor spacer. So I'm excited about this. But let's talk about some of the other trade rumors that came out today about the Toronto Raptors. So this rumor came out earlier today. Again, shout out to Basketball and X. We're reporting that the Knicks remain a likely landing spot per Bruce Brown, per Michael Grange. The sticking point is that the Knicks are trying to get the deal done by using one of 2 first-round picks they have for the upcoming draft. Toronto is holding out for the future Knicks first-round pick, but that's a commodity for the Knicks are loath to part with, as they are trying to keep their powder dry should they have an opportunity in the offseason to trade for a star, aka, let's be honest, Donovan Mitchell is the type of star they'd want to trade for. But if I'm the Toronto Raptors, you have to understand, what people are going to say, well, you're getting a first-round pick for Bruce Brown. Why not do this deal? That's a great deal. That's exactly what the Raptors were looking for. The only one issue, this draft class isn't considered the strongest, not by my opinion, by many experts who are saying this, but also just considering how many picks the Raptors already have. They currently have 4, they could have up to 4 picks this draft class. Again, they have Detroit's second round pick. They also have Indiana's first round pick. They have the worst of OKC and LA Clippers. And the way the Clippers are playing, that's essentially going to be probably seems like a early second round pick as well, right? So those teams are playing great. And then there's their own pick as well. If it's top 6 protected, they might end up keeping it. So again, you have to understand from a Raptors point of view, it's not that they don't want a first round pick. They already have way too many. You don't want to bring in 4 or 5 rookies, and Masai has already stated he does not plan on bringing 4 rookies in next season. That's a huge gamble for obvious reasons. So we'll see what happens if the Knicks actually budge and give the Raptors what they want. But let's move on to our next trade rumor here. And this was being reported that Toronto Raptors forward Otto Porter Jr. and Brooklyn Nets guard Lonnie Walker are on the Boston Celtics radar. Now, at this point, I'm going to be very, very honest about, Otto Porter Jr. He doesn't play often, but he's a really good role player. And these are the type of players that you want if you're the top 3 team in either conference and you're aiming to look to win a championship. Otto Porter is perfect for coming in for 10-15 minutes. He can play defense. He can shoot some 3-point balls as well. Great 3-point shooter, and he provides a lot of size. That's what a lot of teams seem to forget. So I can see him being an excellent get for the Boston Celtics. In terms of what you could realistically ask for it, I'd definitely have to be a second-round pick. Again, if I'm the Raptors, I don't want this season. Heck, give me a 2029 second-round pick, but at the end of the day, Otto Porter is going to walk in free agency. The Raptors aren't bringing him back, and a second-round pick, if you're able to get that, that's an excellent get. The Raptors shouldn't be greedy too much when it comes to trading Otto Porter Jr. and their asking price. It should be straightforward and simple. A good a good second round pick or a reasonable second round pick should be a decent return for the Raptors. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of rumors surrounding the Toronto Raptors, and we'll see what happens. Again, I'm gonna hold off of trivia questions just for a while, guys, because I may just be coming up with a lot of videos depending on how maybe potentially trades going down or something happening. So I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about these rumors. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you want a shout out, again, just comment down below. I'll give you a shout out for my next video. So that will be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're still watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you and have a great day.